to use this opportunity to talk to you guys about actually the services that I offer, because sometimes I get the feeling that you have many opportunities to find out different things about me on my website, on my Instagram channel, on my LinkedIn profile, on Facebook, and so on. But really condensed, finding out what I can offer you. This is actually something that you can find on my website if you go onto the coaching tab. And basically, apart from my career coaching drop-in session that I offer every week, so that you can join in here and ask me questions that are very important to you to raise these questions, especially when you are currently looking for a job in Germany. And so apart from that, I also send out a newsletter every Friday. If you have not signed up for that yet, feel free to sign up for it through the link in my bio or through my website. And on Fridays in the morning, you will always get an update on information that is very helpful for you about the German labor market, but also focused on the application process in general. And with that being said, I mean the application process here in Germany or Switzerland or Austria. And so when one of my clients decides on working with me, there are several steps that I basically accompany my client along the entire application process. And that means, first of all, I support them with defining their ideal career and finding out what it actually is that they want to be doing for the rest of their life, for the upcoming future, and what their definition of a dream career actually looks like. And from there, we go on with preparing the CV. So writing the CV according to the standard here in the German labor market. From there, I proceed with helping my clients searching for the right job. So the job that they have previously defined, and then going on with how can I actually find that job and where do I need to look for it, because there are so many platforms out there, more than 1,600 platforms where you can actually search for jobs in Germany alone. And this is massive and it can sometimes seem very overwhelming. So don't worry about that, because when you're working with me, we will find the right platforms, the right networks that are helpful for you as an individual to find your ideal job, your dream career. And then we go on with writing the cover letter. So basically that means that we look for jobs on different platforms through different networks, and also obviously with people that you know from your network, for example, and write a cover letter very specific to a position that is aligned to your needs, to your values, to your idea of a dream career. And then after that step, or these steps are done, basically we have the fundamentals for the written application. Then the application is being sent out, and the next step in the application process would be applying or going to a job interview, being invited to a job interview, either via phone call or via Zoom, just online, or also nowadays it's happening again in person. And that's what I do with my clients as well. So I prepare them thoroughly for each of their job interviews. So from my perspective, having worked in HR for so many years and having conducted many job interviews from an HR perspective and hiring people for different departments, I know why certain questions are being asked during a job interview. And this is what I share with my clients. So I do some sort of mock job interview, which basically means we're having this job interview that is coming up, and I am asking the questions, and then you as the customer, as my client, are answering these questions, just like if you were the candidate in that particular job interview. And then right away, you will get feedback from me, and I will tell you why certain questions are being asked, what kind of answers are expected, and also how you might want to improve your answers. With that being said, what is most important to me is that you as a person are very unique, and so are your answers, and I'm not changing anything. And me as a coach, I'm very aware that everybody is an individual, and that my approach is in that direction, that you need to feel comfortable. So it's not so much about selling yourself and telling lies. It's rather you telling the truth, being your authentic self, and finding a job that fits to that. And that's what I'm preparing you for the job interview as well. And then after that, a next step would be how to follow up with certain applications that you've already sent out, or how to act after a job interview, and what happens if the company doesn't call you back or doesn't send an email back, and so on. So these things are very important to follow up. And then in addition to all of that, there are certain aspects that I offer to support my clients, for example, with regards to the salary negotiation, which can be part of the job interview, which can also be part of a later stage of an interview, or also what you need to look out for with regards to your work contract. And this is very important, because if you are coming from a different country, the laws and regulations, especially labor regulations, are probably completely different, and you need to learn what to expect and what you can actually negotiate for your own work contract here in Germany, and what you need to look out for, so that you really get the best contract that is aligned to your goals. And so most of the time I'm working with internationals from all over the globe, but sometimes I also have candidates that are working with me who are Germans. And so basically what I do, I offer my services in German and in English. And now today I would like to talk about a topic that is really interesting and has also just seen a trend over the last couple of years with regards to what happens if you cannot find the right job ad for the job that you are searching for. And here it's really important for you to realize that especially job titles are changing quickly, and there are new job titles popping up every day, and that's what you need to be prepared for, because what you need to keep in mind is all of the different tasks that you think you're capable of doing, and all of the skills that you have, how can these be aligned to a specific job profile? Not just the job title, but the job profile. And from there, you can then obviously communicate that you are the best fit, the best match for that particular job. And if you cannot find a job ad out there, then my best advice would be that you should think about writing a so-called prospective or unsolicited application. So the difference between a prospective and an unsolicited application is basically, so prospective or speculative, we can say, is when you already have a contact. So you know a person within the company, and you have talked to that person before about maybe a job that is out there. And that's when you write a prospective application. If you, however, have no contact with any of the companies that you would like to apply with beforehand, then we're talking about an unsolicited or blind application. So you have no contact with a company beforehand, and you can send any of these, so prospective or unsolicited applications, anytime, even if there are no vacancies in that particular company. So think about the companies that you are fond of, companies that you are a fan of, and are these companies having a department where you could work in? Do they have a a specific, obviously, if you are, for example, interested in products, then think about this. It's not just a product for you as the customer, but behind this product is an entire corporation, and you could be part of that. And this is something that you need to keep in mind. And even if they are not advertising any jobs, you could go for it and write an unsolicited application, because obviously you like that product due to certain reasons, and these reasons can be used for your cover letter. And this initiative is highly appreciated by employers. And the reason is that the entire recruiting process that the hiring managers are doing, or the HR staff are preparing and going through with the candidates, it takes a lot of time, effort, and it involves a lot of money. Yeah, so for each of the job interviews that you are facing, for example, there are people involved, up to 3 people or even more if you're going to an assessment center, and all of these people might be hiring managers or people from the work council, or like your future potential boss, yeah, and colleagues maybe of yours, then people from HR, and all of these people are being paid for being there during the job interview. And not only that, but they need to prepare your job interview. They need to have the time, take the time to read all of your applications and so on. And obviously preparing the entire process of writing a job description, writing a job ad, bringing it out there. Maybe they're working with another company that is doing all of this for them. Then they have these external costs. And this is something that you need to keep in mind, because if you are sending an unsolicited or prospective application, they don't have to go through this entire process, because you have sent your application without them having to prepare the job description, also advertising then online or offline even, then calling you to find out the, just make out the dates basically, because you are already giving out a lot of information and you're making the first step, right? So, but you need to keep in mind something that is really, really important with regards to these sort of applications. So with an unsolicited application, you need to be twice as convincing as with a normal application when you have a job ad. Because when you have a job ad, you also already know the keywords that you need to look out for, that you will address in your cover letter, in your CV, and consistently throughout your entire application package. However, if you don't have this job ad, where are you going to start? So this is something that you need to keep in mind. This is why you need to be twice as convincing, because you need to keep in mind that you don't have these keywords from the job ad. Okay, so there is no first hurdle that you can take by using the keywords from the job ad, but you need to come up with your own ideas why you are a great fit. Yeah, so it's kind of like when you're writing your dissertation at the end of your study program, and you have the choice between choosing your own topic or writing about the topic that the professor gives you. So the normal application is the professor gives you the topic, and then you just have to do all of your research according to that. However, if you don't have that, yeah, that's similar to the unsolicited application. So within a prospective or unsolicited application, you basically apply with a company without having a specific job advert, yeah, or so you are not responding to any of the job ads, yeah, but it's your own initiative that you're showing there, yeah. So, and what are the advantages of that? Well, basically, first of all, you have no competition whatsoever. Maybe there are 1 or 2 other people that are sending out unsolicited or prospective applications. However, this is really rare. And you can then use this application to stand out from the crowd as well. And yeah, basically what kind of questions you would like to be answering that I highly recommend for you to think about with regards to your unsolicited application, with regards to the cover letter of that, you need to think about the following questions. Something like, which markets will play a major role for that particular company in the future? Or the second question would be, are there any new products or services that the company is currently promoting, or is something new being planned? Yeah, so this is all, it shows a lot of interest from your side. A third question could be, which qualifications are becoming more and more relevant with regards to the future orientation of the company? So here you need to think about the skills that this potential employer will need in the future. Okay, and then you're matching your skills and showing, okay, so these are the skills that your company is needing in the future, and I can offer them. I have all of these skills. Yeah. Then also on top of that, you have a lot more freedom to be creative with your application. Yeah, so there is no standard platform where you have to send your application, but you can come up with your own design. So you can be a lot more creative, which again helps you with standing out from the crowd again. And an HR manager or just any hiring manager will always remember you. They will keep you in their memory when they see an application and an unsolicited or prospective application that is written well, or that has been prepared thoroughly. Okay. And if you ever have any questions with regards to that, feel free to contact me, because I can help you with that. And yeah, just another hint. So when you are writing your unsolicited or prospective application, which is actually called in German Initiativbewerbung, yeah, so Initiativ for initiative, Bewerbung for application, and this unsolicited or prospective application, basically you want them to keep your documents, and this is something that you need to note in your application files. Yeah, just you can either send that when you're sending the email, and you write that in the email directly, or you could also include that in your cover letter, that you would like them to keep your documents on file so that they can get back to you, even if they don't have a vacancy right now, even if they're not looking for someone right now, but maybe they are looking for someone in 6 months, or in 1 year, or in 2 years, or in 3 years. And then they can contact you because they have you in their talent pool. Yeah. So with an unsolicited application, you are faster than everyone else. And this is actually really helpful because, and by faster, I mean basically that you are jumping this step of them having to think about what kind of person do we need, how can we write this job description for this position, how do we advertise that. Before all of this has happened, you have already jumped in, and that's why you're basically in the fast track line, right? And yeah, so something I would like to share some valuable tips with you that can help you with writing your unsolicited application. So first of all, you can study old vacancies that the company has advertised, yeah, or you can study and find out and research whether the company has advertised any sort of job that you are interested in the previous years, and then you can already use this as a base and find out the keywords that the company is looking for again. Yeah. And then something that is really, really important, and this is something that you have to nail, is basically to get the information on the company. So find out what the company's philosophy is, find out what the corporate culture is like, find out what their vision is, what their mission is, and their values, and what do they stand for. Do they have special projects that they're involved with that you are really fond of as well? This is how you can relate and show them that you are a perfect fit for them. Okay. Then something that you need to keep in mind as well is write to a person directly. So write to an HR manager directly. Find out through LinkedIn or any sort of other social media that is out there, or through their website, who is responsible in the HR department and who can you contact, who is the right person to address that might be interested in reading your unsolicited application. Okay. And here, you need to keep in mind that even if that company doesn't have a vacancy right now or isn't looking for anybody that has your profile, HR managers are normally very connected. If you go on my LinkedIn profile, you will see that I'm very well connected with former HR managers from the companies that I've worked with, or other HR managers out there that are simply involved in HR topics. Yeah, so we have our own network and we're talking with one another. And that basically also helps you, because if an HR manager sees your profile and thinks, well, we don't need this person right now, but I know somebody else, another HR manager from another company that I'm in contact with, I will just ask you to, so that I can forward it to somebody, or I will ask them whether they are interested, and then I can get back to you and let you know. Yeah. So due to the data protection, they won't send your application right away to a different company, but they can talk about that, whether another company is looking for somebody that has your profile, for example. They won't share your data right away. So let me show you that. However, you need to keep in mind that the network of the HR managers is not to be underestimated. And if you are then contacting the HR manager directly with a name, then you will be in their memory, yeah? And they will see, okay, so this person has really done their research, they know whom to address, and why not give this candidate a little push and help them? And obviously you want to think about carefully think about the company. And so you want to tell them and show them that you are a right match. And by that, I mean, you want to answer the questions like, what added value do you offer that company? What skills and strengths do you have that could help the company move forward? Yeah. So what are your perks? What are the benefits of hiring you? This is something that you want to address in your cover letter, especially. And then if you now think that, well, unsolicited applications, prospective applications don't ever get read at all, this is not the fact, especially smaller companies who don't know the entire, or who don't put that much effort into the hiring process and the recruiting process. They are really, really delighted if they get prospective applications or if they get unsolicited applications, because it saves them a lot of hassle that they're having. And especially when you're looking for a job in your area, this could be very helpful. You could talk to the people right away by going to them and visiting the companies, or just calling them on the phone, letting them know I'm already here in this city and I'm looking for a job in this particular department, and so on. So actually there are only 60%, oh no, there are only 30% of open positions that are advertised, which basically means 60%, or like, let's say 2/3 of the positions that are open are not even advertised. And only a very, very marginal amount of 5% of applicants are actually applying for these blind and unadvertised positions out there. So this is what helps you to really get these positions, by by applying through unsolicited applications. And even if you are thinking, well, it still doesn't make any sense what Lisa is talking about today, then just think about that practice makes perfect. So with every application that you're sending out, you will improve your own writing skills. You will improve your application skills, yeah, because you get a feeling of what kind of words, what kind of phrasing do I need in order to be invited to a job interview. And this is something that you need to keep in mind. And also, if you are writing your application, you are basically giving them your documents for their talent pool. And that's something that I said just a couple of minutes before. This is really valuable, because even if the company doesn't need you now, you don't even know when they're going to contact you. Maybe they're contacting you in a year, or in 6 months, or maybe in 2 or 3 years. And maybe then it's the right time for you to be the match that they're looking for. Okay, so this is something that you need to keep in mind. And as I said before, if you have any questions with regards to that and you feel overwhelmed by writing an unsolicited application, feel free to book a free discovery call with me through the link in my bio. I wish you a wonderful week. Good luck with your applications. Good luck with your job interviews. And I'm here for you if you need any, and I'm here for you if you need any help with landing your dream job here in Germany. Thank you and bye-bye. Have a nice day.